afternoon on what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It's Sunday the 18th of September and I've got some unbagging to do and a nice hot cup of tea. It's also quite blustery and there's a helicopter up. And yesterday I was in Manchester at Tabletop Live. Interesting little event, lots of people, caught up with a few friends and came away with some interesting stuff, so I can do an unbagging. So let's do with this bag first. I bought a copy of Horrified American Monsters, and this is the cryptozoological version of the board game Horrified, which I did an unboxing of a while ago and a review. And it's another game from Ravensburger. I think it's going to be designed by Prospero Hill or House, whatever the name is. Okay, and you get creepy monsters like these. So the capybara. Is that the capybara? The chupacabra. The Jersey. The chupacabra. Mothman, Ozark Howler, Banshee of the Badlands. So sort of basically North American folk monsters, which brings sort of like the game a bit more up to date instead of the classic Universal horror monsters. And I really like those, and I really like the board game. I'm looking forward to see what this version is like. And then I got a copy of the big book of Cyberpunk battle mats, 60 pages of battle mats for modern tabletop role-playing games. This, as we speak, my review of Cyberpunk Red has just gone up, so I'm looking forward to reviewing this because I've reviewed some of the local battle maps before, so you can see on the back there. And this is the sort of thing, you know, that you can use that with any kind of modern game. So, and as they said, this one was fun to do because we could use neon pink for a change. Not a lot of neon pink in your Dungeons and Dragons style maps. Okay, so that's one bag. The other people who were there were Funko Games, not Funko Pops, Funko Games, who do lots of little interesting, highly thematic games like Rocketeer. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I'm a big fan of Rocketeer. Love the comic book, love the movie. Okay, so what have I got in here? Now, I got a couple of things I did not buy at the tabletop or get at the Tabletop Live event, which were these couple of scenarios from Stygian Fox Publishing for Call of Cthulhu. So they'll be pretty much in the queue fairly soon because they're quite short. I picked up some other bits and pieces, some absolute rubbish from, and this is that they were from Fanboy 3. If you ever go to Manchester, you want a game shop, best place to go is Fanboy 3. I've got a great game shop, friendly local game shop in Birmingham. But if I was living in Manchester, Fanboy 3 is the place I'd go. So yes, lots of little bits like that, and that, just things that were released for free RPG Day and I didn't get. And I will do unboxing videos of these at some point, but these are rubbish. I mean, this is the Power Rangers thing, and what you've got in here. Okay, Power Rangers. And they do this for, Transformers and G.I. Joe and Hunter the Reckoning. And you just go, why? But anyway, so yeah, there's those. What else have I got in here? Let's have a look. Shapes of Adventure and Inspiral's anthology. This is an anthology of adventures for Hatchling's Games Inspiralis, which is a role-playing game set in an alternate sort of like realm, inspired by Arthurian legend, where magic is done through sign language, and the role-playing game itself is designed to be handled through you learning sign language, which is really clever, and it's just a lovely way of doing it, and it fosters communication, and encourages people with hearing issues, severe hearing issues, to role play. I mean, obviously specifically designed for them. Fantastic. I really think that's such a good idea. Advert for Roll and Play. I didn't pick anything from them. I'm hoping I'm going to get some of those to review at some point. That's also from them. A little bit battered, but I'll have a look at that. Also, Further Beyond, so that's the program event. Little slim. I mean, it's perfectly good for the size of the event. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. Lots of little leaflets, but Further Beyond, which is a science fiction role-playing game which is coming out next year, kind of by subscription. Got some lovely artwork in there, which has a terrifically 70s feel, all because it's actually by an artist who was doing science fiction illustrations during the 70s. So we've got in here, we have a Yuletide Snowball Massacre, a ridiculously festive battle royal for 5th edition, and that's from Critical Kit, who do sort of like mini scenarios for 5th edition. This is one I don't have, and I can probably review that at Christmas. Bumbling Solo RPG, a mini solo RPG, and that's from Button Games, and also their Caltrop Kaiju, again sort of like a tremendously fun, fast-paced disaster mini role-playing game. Shiver. Now, Shiver, the Cursed Library. This is a selection of scenarios for Shiver, the role-playing game, British horror role-playing game. Quite like it. It's nicely themed around the dice mechanics, are themed around what your character can do, and they're symbol-based. And there's an app for it, because obviously you can't always get hold of the dice. And there's a doom clock in the game, so it's always counting down, so there's always some urgency. And then some little things, which I got from Loot the Body. I don't know what that is, but I'll find out. And that's got his own little bag, so there is essentially, this is an unbagging of an unbagging. Grasping Tunnels, a pamphlet adventure, Mortborge pamphlet adventure. That is, I don't know, the Goodman Faces, something like that. It's terrible font choice there, just for reading off the cuff. And the Snun Dungeon, or Snun, however you're supposed to pronounce that. The What on the Border Where, which I'm intrigued by because I'm fascinated by the Keep on the Borderlands and all its iterations. And if you followed my reviews, I have done reviews of essentially all the iterations and variations upon Keep on the Borderlands, and that's B2 and then B1, Keep in Search of the Unknown, that I could, all the way up to the old original adventures reincarnated from Goodman Games version, Big Pink Book, which is excellent. So yeah, and this is, it opens with, prepare to understand the what on the border where. Go into your kitchen and open a drawer. Stare at the contents for a minute, close it. Make a list of what you saw. Don't be scared to be wrong. If you're unsure about what you saw, just hit the list. Go back and check. As a strange exercise. And then you build the wilderness out there, and the keep. So this is literally you creating it rather than it being created for you. Yeah. Also, in the Blue Light, which is another Mortborge adventure, Again, it's from Loot the Room, not Loot the Body. Loot the Body is the band, sort of the one-man band who does all the Dungeons and Dragons music, which I really quite like. And then Treasures of the Troll King, again from Mert Borge. And lastly, this is kind of cute. And we kind of have a standing joke with my partner, sort of like, we go anywhere interesting and so on. And she says, "Bring me back a toy." And sometimes, like if I go to Leamington Spa for Owlbear and Wizard Staff, it's not actually really possible to bring it back at all. But then at an event like Tabletop Live, oh yes, I can bring it back a toy. And what I've got in here is this. Let's just show you so you can just read that clearly. And it's a tiny little jar full of a gelatinous cube and lost dice stolen by this cube. And it's a bit, there's a sort of like a bit of gel to it inside, and it's absolutely charming. And as soon as I saw this, I thought my partner would like this, and she does. She thinks it's lovely. I can't remember the name of the company that does them, but they've won awards for them, and they're really kind of cute and fun. And like you can get a gelatinous cube, pencil holder, or dice holder, that sort of thing. Absolutely lovely. Anyway, so that's me with everything I got at Tabletop Live yesterday. Interesting little event. I got to meet up with some friends, some people sort of introduced themselves to me. It was nice to meet people, and that's one of the great things about the hobby is actually just meeting people and catching up with everyone. I got to meet somebody who I had not seen in 15 years. I didn't even know he was going to be there, and it was just said hello, and it was just in passing. We've not spoken, and we sort of like had 5 minutes talking, and caught up on things, and so anyway, Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unbagging in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. I'm going to continue holding this because it's kind of cute. If you want to comment or feedback, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, two things. Penultimately, if you're in Manchester and want a gaming shop, go to Fanboy 3. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings, rather than necessarily than unbaggings in the Nook, where you will see me out here typically with a box like this one, or a parcel which I will unbox and chat about, or unbag and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button down below. In the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.